this doesn't much look like a gym or my kitchen or an expo or a bodybuilding contest. We're actually at the hospital for special surgery. Why? Because I ruptured my quad tendon. This is actually the first major injury I've ever sustained since I began bodybuilding. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hugely disappointed. As a lot of you watching may or may not know, this is a pretty big injury with a lengthy recovery time. I haven't really shared my plans with a lot of you guys recently, but we're about 15 weeks away from the New York Pro, and that was going to be my next major thing. About 295 right now, decent shape. Everything's been going great. I mean, I poured so much time and effort into this off season to gain size and gain strength, and it's gone extremely well. So to see all that kind of just flushed down the toilet in an instant has been pretty, it's pretty disappointing. And I know a lot of you guys out there watching and say, well, you know, you get paid to do this, you know, you're a sponsored athlete, so it's not that bad. But no matter what, I mean, it's like if you've been, you know, you've had a project you've been working on, you know, you've been painting a house, or you've been, better yet, you've been fixing your house. You know, you put all this time, this work into it, and then it just burns down. It's really not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. But yes, you know, professional or not, it's immensely disappointing. So from here, you know, well, first of all, why am I at, you know, in New York at the hospital for special surgery? You know, being a serious injury, I didn't want just anybody operating on me. And I do believe that with the right surgical approach, that hopefully the recovery time will be lessened. Obviously, a lot of that is on me, but you know, wanting a surgery to be done as neatly and as, you know, basically as perfectly as possible. So that's why I came here. This is actually not only the #1 orthopedic hospital in the U.S., but also worldwide. And the doctor that will be doing my surgery is incredibly accomplished, and this is one of his specialties. And when asked how many of these he's done, his answer was, I've done 4 in the last 4 weeks. So 1 a week is pretty good. I asked him how long the surgery would take. He told me 20 minutes. In contrast to someone else who gave me an answer of an hour and a half. So I do believe he's incredibly qualified, and I feel good about that. So from here, I mean, it's a bummer. I'm totally disappointed, but hey, I guess if nothing else, it's a new challenge, right? So I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot along the way. And, you know, I guess bottom line, we all go through shit, right? Whether it's financial, whether it's physical, we have no choice, you know, but to get through it. You know, you're not going to just give up. I know I'm not going to just give up. I'm not just going to lay in bed or cry about it. It is what it is. Just move forward. As you guys watching know very well, mindset is a very important thing. And when it pertains to the body, we all know that to some degree the body's going to go where the mind directs it to go. And I'm entirely optimistic. I'm disappointed, I'm frustrated, but I'm entirely optimistic. For me, this will be something that I'm able to look back on and say, that sucked, but I got through it. And I do believe I'm going to learn a lot. You know, one of the things I asked the doctor prior to the surgery is, you know, what kind of recovery time am I looking at? And he said, well, you're going to have to keep your leg totally straight with no movement for about 4, maybe 5 weeks, at which point we'll begin bending it and starting trying to introduce some movement. But all said and done, you're looking at about a 6-month recovery. And I have to believe that I can do it in 4. And if it's going to be a year till I'm back where I'm at right now, you know, what normally would be a year, then I'm going to have to believe that I can do that in 8 to 9 months. And I do believe that because, you know, I have, you know, not only a good surgeon at my disposal, but also I'm going to play my part. I'm going to do everything I can when it comes to rehab. I've got good nutrition in my corner, supplementation. I'm going to attack this thing every possible way that I can. So my mindset is positive. this will be something that once it's said and done, I'll be better for. One thing that people have asked me was, what did it feel like? You know, what went through your head as soon as it happened? And the feeling was unlike anything. I was walking and it was slippery, it was a little icy, and I started to slip. And you know, my upper body went back and I tried to regain my balance, and I tensed my leg up really tight very quickly. And I just began to lose control of my leg, and you can feel pop, grind, crunch, and just you feel like your joint is just collapsing, and you know, it just folds underneath you. And it was just a really obviously painful, but weird in that there's just no control, and it was unlike anything I felt, but right away I knew I did something bad. I was able to pull myself up by the door of my car and you know, call for some help and take it from there. Right away it was just, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to train. Right away, the first thing that goes through your mind is something really bad just happened, I'm not gonna be able to train. And then a couple, you know, thoughts later, it's okay, New York Pro is probably out of the question. And then you start thinking, okay, how long is this gonna take? And man, it's a bummer, but what can you do? Just got out of surgery. I've been out of surgery probably since around 3:30, but had to wait for the anesthesia to wear off. I couldn't feel my legs for a couple hours. I'm in a bit more pain, and you know, I'm not the type of person to use painkillers, things like that, but they did give me some pain medication. And this is it, man. It's time to go home. It's time to get some rest, and it's time to begin this process. I'm ready to kick some ass. Even right now, being a little bit dopey and a little bit drugged, I'm ready for this shit. I was a little bit nervous, but that's gone, it's done, it's over. You know, there's a little bit of, I don't want to say anxiety, but you know, I know when I get home, you know, things that never were an obstacle to you before, like a flight of stairs, now becomes a bit of a hurdle. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'm optimistic, bottom line. I'm ready to go. In terms of goals, you know, people have to understand, and this is the same as bodybuilding, right? We don't set a goal, you know, you don't enter the gym as a rookie bodybuilder and say, my goal is to be a pro, my goal is to win Mr. Olympia. No, you say, okay, my goal right now is to increase my strength. My goal is to put on 5 pounds this year or this month, whatever it is. We set these little incremental goals. Same thing with this. You know, it's not like I'm saying, I want to be squatting 500 by this date. It's not like that. I know I will be there again, but right now my goal the next couple of days is like, okay, I'm going to get home, I got to rest, and I'm going to keep this inflammation down, keep ice on this thing, stay on top of that. And, you know, it's just about setting reasonable, incremental, small goals. That's the same shit as bodybuilding.